What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, but I opened my Facebook this morning and I see that J&D has finally given us some video that has no blurry photos, no blurry footage of what their Joker is going to look like. And now we know when it's going up for pre-order. So I wanted to make sure you guys are aware of it. So stick around for this very short video before I head off to work. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show, and let's get into it.
I give you Ben Thomas Showtime. Here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So I saw this here pretty early this morning. I think it's about 5 a.m. right now for me. And I'm getting up, getting ready for work. And I see that J&D has finally given us some actual footage and photos of what we can expect from their release. Now, some of the video we've already seen a little bit, so I want to kind of go through it quickly, step by step. This is going to be real short because I got to get ready to get out the door for work today, guys. So, of course, J&D Studios by Kojun works. This is something we've seen so far here with the previous video, but a lot of this was blurred out so you couldn't see it. Obviously, we've seen this technology so far, the silicone replication technology. The articulation in the neck is still freaky to me, but I think it's still really cool. Finally, we're getting a chance to see what the Joker actually looks like a little bit here. Let's rewind this back here. The paint application around the mouth looks amazing. The scar looks really, really good here. I also love kind of the way that the white paint is faded around his face. When I look at my InArt Joker, it's a really solid paint job, which I've never had a problem with, but this definitely does look a little bit more hyper real. Let's take a look here a little bit further, because again, we've seen the magnetic eyeball moving technology. I do think that that is pretty cool. I think that this kind of articulation is insane for a 1/6 scale figure. I think that it's really cool that it can do it, but I don't know how many people are actually going to ever display it like this, right? But look at the texturing on the neck there. That is very, very impressive paintwork. I do have to give them credit where credit is due. Here we go. We're getting a chance to finally see the likeness to Heath Ledger. And Heath Ledger is one of my favorite actors, especially in regards to his portrayal of the Joker. I've always loved it. Easily one of my favorite characters of all time. And unlike a lot of you who are feeling a little Joker fatigued, I've still always been in the search of the best Joker that's available. And I have to say, at least from what I'm seeing here in the prototypes, just initially, this is looking like probably the best likeness to Heath we've ever seen. You can even see some of the veining around his head. Like, that is pretty crazy. I really think that's awesome. I think the articulated finger thing, to me, it's a bit of a gimmick. I think it's cool technology, don't get me wrong, but if that's only available in the Type C option, keep in mind, based on the last video, there's going to be Type A, B, and C. The A we'll look at here shortly is just the single pack, right? You don't get the 2 head sculpts though. It's still pretty pricey, but if you really love the articulation of things like the fingers, you have to go with the most expensive version, which right now is rumored to be somewhere between $1,700 and $2,000, which is insane. Now, Type C is going up for pre-order today. We are going to see the pre-orders going up for the Type B and Type A by Saturday, it looks like. Now, it does look like, though, Type C is limited to 500 pieces worldwide, so I would imagine that's going to go very, very quickly and is only available through the J&D portal, so keep that in mind if you're looking on where to buy this from at this point. I think this likeness to Heath is phenomenal, though. I think that it's the best. Now, I was pretty critical in my last video because we got a tease of the smiling sculpt, but my thing was, why isn't he laughing? Like, why isn't it so vastly different? Some of you out there, I've heard from you guys in the community, I've heard that you are happy that we're at least getting a smiling sculpt if you go with that secondary option Type B or Type C, where you get both sculpts. And I can appreciate that. We haven't had a smiling sculpt like this since the DX11 Joker, where he's actually laughing with his eyes closed, a little bit more maniacal, a little bit less creepy. This, though, I don't think this is as good of a likeness to Heath. there's something about it. Now, Heath would often kind of look out the side of his eyes as opposed to straight on. So I wonder that if you take his eyes and roll them off to the side a little bit, give it more of the head tilt that we're used to seeing from the film, would that amp up the likeness? Probably a little bit. I still think, though, that the paintwork here is probably the best I've seen, at least with regards to prototype. Now, keep in mind, like we always talk about here, prototype and final production will likely have a bit of a downgrade, at least up to a certain extent. Now, if they're only going to make 500 pieces of the Type C, let's hope that the QC control is so good that we don't really see that. But we do have to caution each other. There's always the chance we're going to see a subtle downgrade between what we're seeing here on the screen, the prototype, and the final. I'm not totally happy with the smiling sculpt though. For me right now, this doesn't necessarily sell me on the Type B pack or even the Type C. I'm kind of considering the Type A though, that single pack, because I do kind of want to see what he looks like next to my InArt and my Hot Toys Joker. Now, of course, very iconic pose for the Joker. This is actually how I have my current InArt posed right now behind me. I love the pose. You can actually see it right here over my right shoulder. I love that pose with InArt. I think it looks fantastic. But traditionally, I have not thought that the InArt sculpt is also perfect. So I actually have him looking down a little bit more. So when you're coming into the room, you can kind of see him at forehead and like you can see his makeup. As soon as I move the head sculpt up where you can see him directly in the face, it loses some of the likeness for me in the InArt version. I can tell already, this is one that I'd keep the head tilted up more. If this is the likeness that we're getting here, I do think that it's superior. Which is a tough nut to swallow for me because I don't necessarily want to buy this again. But that does look really good. The tailoring also does look really good, I'll give it that. You know, I'm getting a little sick of seeing the purple-coated Joker, but he didn't have that many looks in the film either, let's be honest. And I know a lot of us said, oh, I'd love the Nurse Joker, I'd love the Nurse Joker, which I agree with, but I don't know if that's as mainstream for everybody as the purple-coated Joker would be. And if J&D is producing this for their own market, not necessarily for the national market, here we're in North America, we've already had some Jokers available to us. Even InArt wasn't licensed to sell here, and we've been able to get most of them. So, like, I get it, but I can see the fatigue behind the outfit as well, for sure. To me, this is my favorite picture of Heath. Like I said, he often is kind of looking out the side of his eyes and cheekily smiling, and I think this is a damn near perfect likeness. And I don't say that very often. Normally I'm a little bit critical of 6 scale. The one thing that I'll say, don't care for the dogs. I think that they're nice. I think that they're cute. I think that they're okay. I don't know if I would display them, to be honest. I would maybe only display them if I got this pack so that it would be an obvious difference from my DX11 Joker and my InArt. Just like a very obvious display difference. Because otherwise, if I get even a single pack of this guy, I'm going to end up having 3 of the same purple-coated Jokers in my collection. If not more. This would be my 4th. I only have a certain amount of display space, so I gotta be mindful of that for sure. But this picture is phenomenal. Yeah, to me, it's the likeness here that's selling this figure to me. That is amazing. Simply amazing. If the proto and the final look this good, this almost sells me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But for me, I think I'm going to stick to, honestly, the single pack Joker. So let's move forward through the video here to see some of these options, because I do think that I'm happy enough with what I'm seeing now. It's weird to me that the pre-order for the C pack is going up tonight, but it's only been this morning that we're finally getting a chance to actually see clear photos of this guy. It's weird to me that he doesn't come with the table and the lamp and all those things, but it slenders down the display a little bit, so you're not committing to as much. I'm just worried that for the price, it's a little bit aggressive. But let's take a pause here. So you can see, guys, the pre-order starts today technically because it's Friday, December 15th at 12 p.m. KST. So keep that in mind. I believe that's about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I could be wrong there. So just double check based on your time zone. But again, you're seeing that's a 500 limited only on the J&D Studios website. The Type B, where you do get everything except for the secondary body, and you don't get those posable fingers and the forearms, you just get standard hand sculpts there, so keep that in mind. The rumored price for the Type B is about $1,200, so it is a little bit easier to pay for potentially. Still very expensive, but a little bit closer to what we got with like InArt pricing. Keep in mind, not getting a jail cell diorama, not getting some of those extra bits, but fair enough. At least if you really like the smiling sculpt, Type B will get that extra sculpt to you. That pre-order starts Saturday, December the 16th at 12 p.m. KST. And again, for Type A, which I think for me, if I'm going to go with it, the rumored pricing is about $800. God, I hope it's lower than that, really. Because if it is, it's a definite buy for me. $800, I'm going to have to really think critically about what I want to do with my collection here, because I don't know if I need 2 InArt Jokers and a DX11 and a JND. Like, I don't know if I need that, but I'm very impressed with Heath's likeness in this figure. And I'd be okay with just the standard sculpt that comes with it. I don't think I need that smiling sculpt, especially since I'm not that happy with it to begin with. The Type A also goes up Saturday, December 16th at 12 p.m. KST. So keep that in mind, again, based on the time zone that you guys are in. That'll be very important if you're looking to lock this in. I think overall, you can see with the slides here what this comes with exactly. I think it's also strange that they haven't confirmed the pricing to us yet. I think that that's a bit of a miss from J&D, honestly. I feel like if you want to sell people on your product, show us the photos ahead of time, get us talking about how good it looks like a week ago. We've already been talking quite a bit about how good we think it could be, but we haven't really had a chance to see it. So that's my thoughts on it today. I wanted to make sure you guys were aware, if you're just a subscriber to the Ben Thomas Show, that you know when those pre-orders are going up, and you got some of my thoughts on kind of the updated photos now that we've had a chance to see it. But guys, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this J&D updated photo and video? Are you guys thinking about picking up Type A, B, or C now that you've seen the likeness to Heath Ledger? Or are you like, you know what, doesn't matter how good it is, I just don't need it? I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. But if you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Wait to the end because I've updated some of my channel membership badges, and I'm excited to show you guys those as well. We've got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Nutty Turtles, as well as the Terminator. Very, very cool. So stick around for the last slide before the video is over. But guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.